when someone asks you, we're a few months into Performance Max now, what do you like about it? The great Chris Schaefer. And I'm asking you, this is something I haven't run before. Should I start running it? What are some pros here? What do you like about Performance
So,
Max?
I mean, obviously, the biggest barrier to Google Ads is getting started and doing it right. So this really takes that out of it because it's a kind of a dummies process to Google Ads. And
So you must love it.
I was gonna say you and I
Kidding, Chris.
very
I'm
much
kidding. You're actually
like.
you're a freaking smart guy, Chris.
Okay,
And
okay,
you're the total package.
tell my wife that. I know you and her talk a lot. Let her know.
The other day you sent me a chat that said someone who contacted you for your services called you Jason.
Yes.
And
yes, they did.
I didn't send this back, but I had a joke teed up that you might be used to that.
Oh.
Here that happens
that
a
was
lot
good.
in your home.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you take that when someone went to your website, saw you,
Saw my face,
and then wrote in and said, Jason, I need your help?
I honestly didn't know what to think. I did not know what to think. It hurt a little, It hurt.
So what do you like about Performance Max?
Oh, yeah. So Performance Max.
Easy to set up. Dummies.
The
Google Ads for Dummies.
I mean, what we're known so well for is making things approachable and simple on the Paid Search Podcast, right?
Yeah.
So, lazy man build, making things that are manageable in Google Ads. So what I like about it is that it's easy. It's a very easy entry level kind of way to get into Google Ads, So I like that. It's easy to set up and it works on all the channels. You're not really gonna just, say, well, let me do this. You're not going to have to build a strategy, I think is what I'm saying. You're not going to have to build a strategy to come up with all these different ideas about, well, let's do this campaign for this, and then let's build this for this.
Or 6 campaigns to get on every channel.
Yeah. It's a one
That's
campaign.
one thing I like about it is that you can get on all the channels with one campaign setup.
Yep, absolutely. And that I like that. Now, for the people that are intimidated by Google Ads, not really comfortable with it, I mean, another good thing that I like, not in my professional service, but at least for the noobs out there, there's no management required. Right? I mean, you and I are in the business of Google Ads management, so we know that if you want to take things to the next tier, you call one of us. But for those that are, you know that it's very hard for people to at least get started. Expectations about what they're going to get, may not want to just jump in and spend thousands of dollars. This is an easy way to jump in and spend a few $100s and try the system out, see what you can get out of it. So there's no management required, easy setup. And, the setup involves what they call creative assets. I really hate marketing terminology because, people may be managing their Google Ads, but they don't know all the marketing terminology. So they'll call them creative assets, but essentially it's just you throw in some images and some sales taglines and some information about your product and service, and you create those as headlines and ad copy inside of the system. That's all it is. It's just a fancy marketing term for, what are you selling? That's
the stuff on your website. That's what we'll call it from the Paid Search Podcast. The stuff. And I wasn't going to use that word, but the stuff on your website. And one thing I'm thinking, Chris, is again, you can have shortcuts, you can have automated campaigns, but at the end of the day, you have to be able to present your business in language that attracts customers, and you have to have images that shows your business. And one thing I always hammer on, real pictures of real people, real offices and trucks and all that. And if you don't have that on your website and then you try to go into a Performance Max campaign and you've never had images done for your business, or you've never had a logo made, or you don't have a few different ways that you communicate about your service, well, you're going to need them at this point to advertise. So some people get ahead of themselves and don't focus on their website, don't focus on their website stuff or creative assets, whatever you want to call it, and they jump right into advertising, and then it's like, well, you're not advertising something good. So it is automated, but still you need to bring something to the table.
Yeah. So I mean, and let's get to the real value and what everybody's so excited about. I mean, what do you get out of it? So that's the setup. What do you get out of it? And from what I have seen, we'll talk about the bad side in a minute, but the good side is, from what I've seen, the cost per click and the cost per conversion, or the conversion rate, or number of conversions, or conversion value over cost, whatever metric you are looking at, typically it performs better. And I am referring to experience both on lead generation and e-commerce. I've looked at both, and those two things pretty much share the gambit of a goal-based campaign. Either you're selling something online, or you're selling a service, a product or a service.
So if you're saying the cost per click is lower, and you're saying therefore the cost per conversion is lower, if it has somewhat of a relatively similar conversion rate, and it is based on real conversions that you choose, you are claiming, if I'm understanding you right, that Performance Max performs better than manually run or less automated run search campaigns. I don't think you would say that, but you're saying that. So please clarify.
I know. I am, and this is a tease for the listeners to stick around.
Well, I'm teased and I'm angry and I want to find out the answer. So successful tease. You don't need to tease anymore. What's going on here, Chris? Because you're throwing me for a loop. Because
I know
my general guess about how it would perform, based on some videos I've seen on YouTube of people making these campaigns and talking about performance, and then just knowing what I know about other automated campaigns that have come out versus what you and I are able to do when we're in control of a campaign. I'm surprised that you're saying that the cost per conversion is lower in general on Performance Max than. Now, maybe you're not getting as many conversions, and that's why an old school search campaign would be better. I don't know, but successful tease. Now let's finish the job here, Chris.
So I know you already hinted at it. You're not getting the same.
I know what I did. I know what I said. I want to hear what you have to say. Go.
So you're not getting the same volume, number one.
Really?
Okay? Not getting the same volume.
That's not just because I said it. You're seeing this.
No, you hit it right on the head. Absolutely.
So if I'm running a criminal defense campaign and we spend like $8,000 a month in a big metro, you're saying you might not be able to get that kind of volume from your performance.
Right.
Now, is it because search is on as well, and search is complementing, or this is complementing search?
Right. And in every instance that I've been doing this, it is just exactly what Google prescribes. It is a complement to an already running keyword-based campaign.
So you've done it, you've been running it alongside your search campaign.
Right.
Interesting.
So a shopping campaign or a search campaign, or maybe even an old smart campaign, something like that. So, it's a complement to other things that, are more established or you have more control over. So in that case, it does not get the same volume. The real magic is typically more so in the cost per click. I think for this example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up
well, hold on. Are you hedging here? Like the cost per click, you and I both know that the cost per click is a cost per click. It's not necessarily at all the amount of business we're getting.
Right.
So is it more, did you overstep on the conversions, do you think, or?
Well, no, the conversion, the cost per conversion, I'm looking at the lead generation one right now. Lead generation for the account that I'm looking at is running at, actually, 1 second.
You got like a monthly spend?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll pull this up because I want to get accurate numbers for the podcast so we can give real world examples. So this account is, hey, you asked me for real numbers, Jason.
I asked you for real numbers.
Okay. 25,000 is what it's spending on the main campaign.
A day?
Okay. Nice. That was good. That was good. Immediately, I'm like flexing a little. You're like, oh, a day. No, not a day, Jason.
Okay. All right. Just asking. I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah.
When I hear 25K, I might be inclined to think, well, that's the daily budget. Might not spend all of that per day, but it's good to have a big budget on there.
23 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 25,000 a month.
It's not like we run 30 days a month, just 20 days a month.
Right. Right. Yeah. 25,000 a month.
Okay.
And the Performance Max has run at about 1,000 a month.
So you have a budget on the main search campaign of 25,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And then is your Performance Max like set to a much smaller daily budget?
It is. Yes.
So what are your dailies?
So my daily budget is 100, and my
search
main for the Performance Max, and then my
Okay.
main search campaign is about $1,100, $1,200.
Okay. So you're giving it more budget.
Yeah, I've given more budget because I don't necessarily trust it for reasons we'll get into in just a moment. But
because the automated, like if you run it up to say if you put $1,000 a day budget on there and then you go 4 days, $4,000, and it's spending it because it might, and for whatever reason you don't show a bunch of conversions over that time period, then you're kind of like, well, do I just need to give it more time at $1,000 a day and it'll self-correct, or is it just not performing as good as I thought it would?
Yep.
With higher volume. Yeah. So what do you?
So it's getting about 10% of the conversions, but that doesn't really matter. The main thing is the cost per conversion is about half. So it's getting about a $20 cost per conversion, and the original campaign has about a $40 cost per conversion.
Interesting. Okay, cool. And so it's the same conversions. You want to pop open that conversion action?
So now we're jumping over. So I shared the good news. Now we're going to get into the
okay. So we finished up with better cost per conversion because of lower CPC. So you're just seeing lower CPCs across the board. That makes sense because if you're on Gmail, if you're on display, if you're on YouTube, you're going to have a lot lower cost per clicks probably than search, than purely just search.
For some real world perspective, the other campaign is hitting about a $17, $18 cost per conversion. Or sorry, $17, $18 cost per click. Sorry. And the Performance Max is at a $4 cost per click. So what's that tell you, Jason? You said it already. It's showing on other networks, and it's supplementing that really high CPC with a really low CPC from YouTube and
it's showing on search.
It is supposedly.
I don't want to dig too deep, but I have not heard the word search partners come up in this documentation or in our discussion, and I've seen some weird search partners data, so we're just going to table that for another show. But I could see that mixing up the cost per click as well.
So here's what bugs me.
Hold on. I am thoroughly teased. I am thoroughly teased right now.
I thought we were done with the teasing.
I can't take it anymore. I cannot take it. You need to stop right now. I cannot take it. I cannot take it. Stop.
Okay, I'm done.
Stop talking. Stop. Stop moving your mouth. Just stop. Right now. Stop it.